Welcome back to Spooky Sock Sunday. You know what is scarier than any sort of ghost video you see online? Real life events. Huge shout out to Nick Crawley for putting this all together. These are some of the most disturbing and darkest videos found on the internet, all put together. Make sure to subscribe to him. But if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe. Chapter 1 Joyride.
August 4th, 2021. A New Jersey police officer named John Nunez pulls over a speeding car in the township of North Bergen at 1:49 in the morning. Inside the vehicle was a 27-year-old passenger named Alexis Rodriguez, who was accompanied by the driver, 24-year-old Luis Fernando Ceballos, whom the officer had witnessed driving down a heavily populated street going well over 100 miles per hour.
How? I thought driving over 60 miles an hour is illegal.
You can shut the car off and give me your license, registration, and insurance. The reason for your
driving over 16?
I know. That's why I stopped them.
Oh my god, I saw this.
Yeah, that's what I'm stopping you for. Reckless driving, careless driving, speeding, and the light you ran, okay?
You know how many like videos I saw of like the most genuinely disturbing stuff, and it's all because they got caught speeding, took out like 17 people, and they have like them in the back of their trunk, and they would have gotten away with it, but they were going like 10 miles over the speed limit.
You were doing at least 100 on Kennedy Boulevard.
100 is
you almost struck
insane.
my car because I was making a right turn.
I thought the speed limit was 100. Sorry.
Stop sign.
Luis's driving was reckless, to say the least, apparently almost striking the officer's car and several others as he sped through town, breaking numerous traffic laws.
About to make the right turn, lights turning yellow, and woof. The next light on 66, red, woof. Probably showing off for the girl, bro.
Despite this, Officer Nunez was sympathetic to the pair.
Oh, he's driving a Stinger too. Those things push.
Kia Stinger? Oh my god.
As they were young and they were even on their first date. And despite there being grounds for a harsh punishment in a case like this, he made the decision to issue only 3 tickets, assuming that this whole situation would be enough of a learning lesson for Luis to never make the same mistake again, telling him that,
Sorry, we're on our first date, being here.
That's fine, but
Sorry.
almost killing each other is not the way to start on a first date.
Because it just got really carried.
before leaving the couple with some final words of advice.
All right, man. Get home safe.
In what world would a girl find it attractive that you're going 100 miles per hour?
In a Kia Stinger, by the way. I would assume in like a Lambo, maybe, yeah, but not in a Kia Stinger, bro.
Yeah, unless it's a cool car.
Dude, Stingers push, bro.
Yeah, but it's like regular traffic though, bro.
It's low-key traffic.
It's like driving a Ford Escape ST, bro.
Yeah, I concur.
Thank you, other man in the call.
Nunez then turns back to his car as the couple drives off to continue their romantic evening elsewhere, hopefully this time in a much safer manner.
Hopefully.
Did it hit somebody?
They had to, bro. They had to. Oh, okay, never mind.
Wait, what is that? Oh, I thought that was blood for a second.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It might actually. Wait, that might actually be blood. Ali, that might actually be blood.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
No, they were pulled over for speeding, and then the next thing they do.
Ali, the side of the truck is perfectly white, and the other side of the truck was like red.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Can you go back so I can see it again, or is that too much?
Yo.
No, that's not red. That's not blood. There's no way that's not blood.
It's gotta be like a design. It's gotta be a design.
Are you sure?
Blood does not splatter up like that. At their speed they're going, there's no way it could travel that quick.
But the top of the car is missing.
So the cop was literally saving their lives, telling them to slow down, and the next thing he does is do this, bro. Goes even faster.
Why? You got a warning sign.
That's like someone from above is watching you. That cop came and pulled you over and said, hey, you're going too fast. They gave you a warning.
That was literally your guardian angel at that moment, and you didn't listen.
Dude, this is a huge discussion online because people are trying to blame the cops, saying, oh, they should have been arrested for going that speed. But then people are saying, oh, well, even if they were giving a ticket, even if they were getting a warning, they still would have sped anyway. And they would have sped even if they weren't pulled over.
This is not the cop's fault.
I think both those statements are true, though.
Was the cop going 100 miles per hour down the road? Was he the one putting his foot on the accelerator? No. This was only the guy's actions to cause this.
The cop could have stopped, but at the end of the day, I think the dude was going to speed no matter what.
I feel so bad for the girl. I feel bad for her.
Well, she was probably egging it on too, to be fair.
Egging it on?
Like, oh, like,
I bet you can't go faster.
something dumb. Because she's not like, from first glance, it doesn't seem like she's going to make the situation better.
Right.
Yo, this is the same kid. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
At approximately 2:13 that very same morning, Officer John Nunez would be called to the scene of a nearby accident, only to arrive and discover that the car involved in the wreck was the one that he had just let go, only a mere 10 minutes before.
That was 10 minutes later.
In the vehicle, now destroyed past the point of recognition, were Luis and Alexis, whose bodies were so mangled that just by looking from afar, Officer Nunez immediately knew that the crash had been fatal.
We're gonna need a crash team, sir. Crash team, we need a crash team. That's the same car I just had.
So did they hit the truck?
The rear end of the truck.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yo, that's the same car, bro. That's the same car, man.
Dude, I can't even imagine the guilt the cop is feeling.
The realization from the officer is devastating, as over the next 2 hours on the scene, you can hear him try and grapple with the situation, talking to fellow officers and even a paramedic, just trying to make sense of what had happened.
That's the same car I just had, Sarge. What happened? That's the same car I just had, man. What did you have? That I stopped him for speeding. Are you okay? Yeah, bro, I'm good. It's just, like, bro, I just told you, slow down, man. Like, you just stopped that car? Yeah, just hit him off with three. Like, oh, that was the same car? Yeah, I told them, like, bro, slow down. They're making me get checked out. But I'm fine, man. It sucks. Like, I just literally stopped him for the same thing. Like, yo, relax, slow down, bro.
Is he getting like emotionally checked out?
Like, if he's under shock and stuff like that, he's probably thinking the same thing other people online are saying. It's like, oh, I should have just arrested him.
Yeah, that's probably gonna mess with him so bad.
At least for me, I'm gonna say it's like the only person to blame here is the guy driving. You can't even blame the woman.
I agree, yeah.
He had every reason not to do that.
We don't know what was happening in the car, but it's like, who was the one driving 100 miles per hour? You could say the girl said this. You could say the police officer did this. It's irrelevant. It is completely his fault.
This puts life into perspective, bro. Whenever you're driving and you're cruising like 80 miles an hour, like 90 miles an hour, it is so crazy how quick it can all be over.
Says the guy who took a video of him in the passenger seat going down the interstate.
I had cruise control on and automatic braking and no one was there. So I have some slack. I don't do this on main roads.
I gotta like start sending these videos to Nadway, dude.
Genuinely, yes. Sleeping in the Tesla is actually crazy.
Based on the knowledge and news reports that have since been released, another driver had been backing his large semi-truck into a local business to make a delivery when suddenly the couple crashed into his vehicle. And as it turns out, this was far from a freak accident, as despite the warnings from Nunez, it appears that Luis took his words not as a lesson to be learned, but as further fuel for his ego, believing that he could get away with anything on the road. As evident by the fact that just 5 seconds before the crash, it was determined that Luis had been traveling at 124 miles per hour, even faster than before he was pulled over. The entire clip is genuinely heartbreaking, and in the end, this deadly catastrophe serves as an all too important reminder to drive safely on the road, as the video has since been shared all across the internet, where it's since found a home here on the dark side.
124 is insane.
This was the intro?
20 feet.
At just 5 miles over the 30 limit, it takes a further 21 feet to stop.
That doesn't add up.
I think cars these days have much better brakes.
Yeah, this is super old. You could just tell by the text and the blur.
Well, that could
Oh
just be
yeah,
edited the way he did
this
it.
is it's a UK. They used to air it on the tellies when we were kids.
Wait, is each chapter a different accident?
And it gets like progressively
Worse.
As evidenced by our first clip, the fairly mundane task of driving can quickly become life-altering within just the blink of an
it's the same
eye.
one.
1 minute you're cruising along enjoying your ride, and the next you're encountering something straight out of a nightmare.
Yo.
Holy jump scare. That Loki scared me.
Yeah, that scared me too.
It's really no wonder why dashcam videos have become so popular throughout the horror space, showcasing horrific accidents, robberies, and all sorts of other disturbing moments. But back in 2019, a clip of a similar nature surfaced that grabbed the attention of the entire internet, not just based on its concerning imagery, but the seemingly unexplained mystery left behind in its wake. On the 30th of December 2019, a motorist was enjoying a drive on Highway 1 in San Francisco, California. The route took them high above the sea with an open cliff face showing the vast beauty of the ocean. It's one of the most visually stunning routes in the entire country, but on this particular day, for this particular driver, the beauty of the landscape would be shattered by a fleeting glimpse of something utterly terrifying.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
That afternoon, police would receive a 911 call from the driver, stating that they had witnessed what they believed to be a car falling off the edge of the cliff face, which stood hundreds of feet above the water below. It happened in just a split second, almost too fast to fully comprehend, causing the driver to question whether what they saw was real or just a figment of their imagination.
Dude, this is like the last video I want to watch because it's like we literally have a video planned on our IRL channel where we're going to be riding the most dangerous roads possible.
Oh, I forgot about that one, bro.
You still want to do that?
Yo, maybe this is actually a warning. Maybe this is our stop sign, you know, or this is our police thing, you know?
Yeah.
Don't say that. Y'all better be careful.
A question that would only be answered by the dash cam that just so happened to be rolling at the time of the incident.
Who's dash cam?
The truck.
Wait,
Yo.
what?
Bro.
Wait, is this that Tesla story?
No, it doesn't look like a
Is that
Tesla.
a Tesla? No, that wasn't a Tesla.
Dude, it hit a ramp.
The clip is concise, but it did in fact confirm the driver's account that a car had gone over the edge, as the footage cuts off almost exactly as the vehicle appears to go airborne, where it would have been met with a tragic drop into the rocky ocean below.
Bro.
And perhaps most disturbing of all is the speed at which the car was traveling,
it was going so
as it appears as if the brakes were never so much as touched. Within just minutes of the call, rescuers were already arriving on scene where they would discover tire tracks in the sandy dirt leading right off the edge of the cliff, perhaps an unsurprising indication that the car had actually gone over. But what was surprising was something that happened to be missing from the scene entirely, as when they looked down into the water below, there was no vehicle.
What?
Immediately,
Well, it's in the
crews
water.
scoured the scene in rescue boats, combing the area in the hopes that somehow the driver could still be alive. And yet, they found nothing. No sign of a driver, and no sign of any vehicle.
How do you lose a car?
I don't understand that. Wouldn't it just sink?
Despite the area being diligently searched over the following days and weeks,
But not that
all that would be
fast.
found were a few car parts that were never even matched to the make and model that appeared to go off the cliff that day.
Well, they're far into the Interstate 1. It's just like a lot of nature. There's not a lot of civilization nearby, so...
Yeah, but they can check under the water too.
It's near where the water's being pushed into the cliffs, right? So wouldn't the car and the parts of it, or at least parts of the car, they said there wasn't even a single car part that matched the car that went off the cliff that was even going up on shore.
Was this faked?
No, I mean, everything on this channel is real.
Wait, so the car, would it just sink? Would it have air in it? So maybe it'd like travel a bit?
They could check the bottom of the ocean as well. Like they have a lot of things that can do that. It doesn't just vanish though.
Man, that's rough though. Look how like rough the waves are.
Yeah, that's not easy to survive, bro. Even if you survive the fall, you're not surviving those.
Diligently searched over the following days and weeks, all that would be found were a few car parts that were never even matched to the make and model that appeared to go off the cliff that day. And even stranger, despite that exact type of car being determined from the video, no one came forward to report any friends or family members missing who might have owned the same type of car. And this was a unique vehicle too, a green 2009 Lexus SUV, not really one that you would typically see driving around too often. And yet, despite this video being shared all over the news and across the internet, no one seemed to recognize it, and no missing persons cases were linked to this video, leading to the search being concluded with
Damn, look
no
how fast they
definitive
went
proof
off.
ever being established that a vehicle had landed in that location, or that anyone had even been involved. It was like it never even happened.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's fake.
Fake? No, I mean, he said he was all over thousands of news channels.
I'm guessing it's just edited.
This clip was well before like AI videos and everything was a thing.
People still made stuff happen that wasn't real. Think about it. No one came forward about anyone missing. No one came forward about knowing the car. There was no car parts found that matched the make or model.
Wait, my brain's going off. What is this shadow projecting onto?
That's the... What do you mean? That's
That's the shadow of the
the
car.
sun is going on the car and the car is leaving a
No,
shadow.
but that's not how shadows work. Look.
Oh wait, no, this was already dark. This
No,
was
no,
already
no. It was
dark.
past. Look, keep playing. Look, right there.
No, it's the back tire of the car, I think.
Is it?
Wait.
That doesn't look like a back tire.
It's a really grainy video, though.
Like, it's impossible to tell.
The clip immediately became a mystery here on the internet, with theories being thrown all around, ranging from something supernatural having happened, to the car
Abduction.
somehow being swept up before investigators had gotten there, perhaps entering the water at the perfect angle to which no debris was left behind.
What are the odds of
But
that?
maybe one of the most compelling theories at the time was the idea that the video itself wasn't even real.
Yep.
With experts even diving into this theory to see if they can find any proof that this was CGI.
Yeah, but
Yet their
that's such good
investigation
masking.
found no evidence that this was the case.
Like, look
And
at that.
despite this footage seemingly making no sense at all, this video was all too real and was now left completely unexplainable, as the mystery would fall out of headlines and quickly be forgotten. Until the morning of April 29th, 2020.
That's almost, what, how many months or years later?
6 years ago. 6 years. No, that's like a year later, no?
That's like right in the middle of the Pani Day.
Did the car come up?
Almost exactly 5 months after this dashcam footage was taken, swimmers at the nearby Montara State Beach would stumble upon an object floating in the distance. And upon further inspection, the realization would set in that this object was actually a body.
Oh.
Her name was Tracy Sinclair, a woman from the area who just so happened to have been missing around the very same time as this infamous clip.
Wait, why didn't they piece that together? What?
And when police would search her auto records, they discovered that she did in fact own a dark green Lexus SUV from the year
This
2009.
sounds like bad cop work.
Giving us at least a better idea of who was in the vehicle at the time it crashed, and the fact that a vehicle had in fact crashed to begin with.
And she owns that car.
Yeah, so they have someone go missing around the time a car plummets off the face of the cliff, but they didn't piece that together.
However, it's still unknown why Tracy was never connected to the case before her body was found, despite her fitting the profile perfectly. Plus, we still don't know why her car went off the cliff in the way it did. But given the fact that the brakes didn't seem to have been pressed, many seem to have settled on the idea that the crash was, unfortunately, intentional.
Manic episode.
But perhaps the strangest part of this all is, to this day, that green Lexus has still never been recovered, nor have any of its parts, leading to the mystery lingering for many across the web who are still left unsatisfied by its conclusion. But for the family of Tracy Sinclair, I'm just glad that they can now take some solace in having some measure of closure to their dark, devastating loss.
How is the body found but no car part? That's what's crazy to me.
Maybe the doors open and she like drifted away.
If it was intentional, I've read about this. People regret their decision after they do it, like a split second after they do it, because they realize it's not worth it.
And they can't take it back either.
Our next case takes us to what would best be described as an environmental anomaly. As hidden within the outskirts of Mitsero, Cyprus, exists a body of water known simply as the Red Lake. As the name would suggest, this small secluded lake consists of red water that varies in shade throughout the year.
Oh, is that the fire lake? Like sulfuric acid?
In some instances, it appears bright red, while in others it almost looks blood-like.
Oh, it's iron.
This anomaly is caused by various blends of minerals found within the soil, as well as runoff from a nearby abandoned mine, which was once used to extract iron ore and gold back in the 50s. Not only did this cause the water to change its shade permanently, but it also turned it highly toxic, and swimming here is strictly prohibited due to the danger that the water poses, with some going as far as to even call it an acid lake.
Acid, yeah.
This hasn't stopped curious tourists from visiting the area, however.
I know this one.
No, does someone decide to go and swim in it?
No. I think this is the one where they find like a briefcase with a body in it.
Yo.
Have you ever seen like those like different colored waters? It's actually insane to look at in person.
There's different other color lakes?
Yeah, so I've seen pink, yellow, and green.
How is that possible? Is it just also different minerals or like different natural stuff?
Like a bunch of random things can happen, but I saw it next to like the Dead Sea in Jordan.
Oh, it's CTB.
And it looks deeper than it is.
What, like bubble gum? Can I drink?
It looked like bubblegum. But like you see how pink it is? Like it's so unnatural that you're so curious about it.
Yeah, like a sassy lake.
Yo, don't let me around that lake. Ooh.
And as a matter of fact, the dark allure of this deadly lake seems to only drive curiosity, leading it to become a semi-popular location for extreme tourism.
How would you even get down there, though?
You roll.
And those brave enough to journey out there have gifted us some truly stunning footage.
That's nice.
But that looks like traumatizing. It looks more like black than red.
Yeah.
Like this video from YouTuber 2 Wheels 4 Rotors, which shows a stunning overview of this deep red lake from the vantage point of a remote-controlled drone, providing us with a full view of the lake's beauty. But while most choose to view the water from afar, others prefer a closer look, as some have even been brave enough to make the venture down to the shores themselves.
Look at the red glow, bro.
With the one video that stands out above the rest belonging to YouTuber Sarah Funk.
So I discovered that there is a red lake called Metasero. It's about 20 kilometers from Nicosia. Most people don't even know it exists. We're gonna go check it out.
I have a feeling of what's gonna happen.
Yo, don't tell me something happens to her.
My guess is like there's no oxygen at the bottom of the lake.
I think she swims in it and then she's gonna document like a disease.
Or she finds something inside.
Why are YouTubers like this? Well, I don't know what she's about to do, but I feel like if it was a certain type of YouTuber, they would be like,
oh, let's go inside of it and splash around.
Guys, I see it. I think I see it.
Okay, bro.
In 2017, the well-known vlogger and her boyfriend traveled to Cyprus with the goal of making it to the water's edge, documenting the entire adventure and showcasing just how remote the area is and how difficult it is to access, while giving their commentary on the frightening landscape.
This is what like murder episodes are made out of, okay?
Oh wow, really?
That's okay, they're in the daylight. Nothing scares them anymore.
He's the cameraman, bro. It's good.
Because it's always like a young American couple went on vacation to Cyprus. They went to see a red lake where nobody went, but they figured out why. And like it just never see us again.
It smells so bad here. It's like so gross. It just like feels like death. You know what I mean?
Eventually, their trek takes them all the way down to the shoreline, where Sarah stands dangerously close, taking a photo of the deep red water. But though both of these videos are interesting in their own unique ways, it would be a stretch to call them dark. And for years upon their release, they really weren't, as it wouldn't be until 2019 when it would be revealed just how disturbing these videos actually were.
What did she capture?
I'm thinking they found a body.
Florida?
In April of that year, Red Lake and its surrounding area were pummeled by relentless rainstorms, leaving much of the region flooded, including the nearby mineshaft. And within that mineshaft, a traveler would discover the decomposed remains of a woman, whose body had been flushed out by the rain, dislodging her corpse from a shallow grave she was placed in.
Bro, ew.
Yeah, I think a serial killer keeps leaving them here.
And she wasn't the only one either, as after that discovery, the mine would be searched thoroughly, where yet another woman's body would be found, with both women having passed away due to strangulation, indicating that perhaps this was the work of a serial killer. And so the entire area within and around the mine would be searched from top to bottom, looking for clues or even more bodies. Though it wouldn't be until investigators turned their attention to Red Lake that they would uncover the true extent of the killer's work.
It's literally the perfect spot to drop bodies.
Because the blood blends in or something?
No, because it's acid. It will melt the bodies.
Police in Cyprus investigating a suspected serial killer have uncovered another body close to an abandoned mine where the bodies of 2 other women have already been found.
Wow, and searching that's a nightmare too.
Yeah, I don't even know what kind of safety precautions you would need to take for this.
Yo, you said it's acid, so the lake that literally disintegrates body and looks like blood actually has multiple bodies in them.
That's crazy.
But the YouTubers took a nice little stroll to it. Nice little hiking trip.
So wait, do you think they find a body in like the background of her video without her realizing it?
And they're like, what is that in the lake? There's something like floating there.
Yeah.
An officer in the Cypriot army has confessed to killing 5 women and the daughters of 2 of his victims.
Within the water, 5 more bodies would be found.
Yo, is that a kid, bro?
That's insane.
Why are they all like the same nationality too?
Serial killers like usually go for like a certain profile, don't they?
Obviously, all serial killers are horrible people, but it's like to also kill someone that can't fight back. You can't even put in words actually how bad of a person you are. You're not even human anymore. You know, it's like you're like, what even are you?
3 of which belonging to adult women that too had been strangled to death, just like the previous 2 found in the mineshaft. Although disturbingly, the final 2 victims were merely children. Children who belonged to 2 separate of the victims. The case was shocking and took Cyprus by storm, as a suspect would quickly come to the forefront and eventually confess to the killing of all 7 victims, admitting that he had buried their bodies in the mineshaft or dumped them within the lake. His name was Nikos Metaxas, a military officer who had used a popular dating app to find women in the area before proceeding to strangle each of them.
So how do you find the kid?
Oh, were the mothers?
In his confession, he claimed that 2 of the women were planning on pimping out their daughters, and that he not only had to kill the mothers, but he had to kill the children themselves in order for them to be free.
Be free? Is he like manic?
Oh, he's a serial killer. Of course he's manic.
And if these killings couldn't get any more deranged, of the 5 adult victims, all of them were migrant workers who had moved to the area in a desperate attempt to find work, even though this type of work came with limited rights, as the justice system allegedly doesn't treat them the same way as if they were regular citizens. It was evident that Nikos knew this too and chose these victims very carefully.
Dude, things like this make dating for women like impossible. Right?
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
Oh, no, I already said it.
I was giving you the floor.
As he knew that their disappearances would never be properly investigated. Which was right, as supposedly law enforcement never even so much as looked into their disappearances. The context of this location makes these travel videos extremely chilling, as these tourists were literally venturing into a serial killer's dumping grounds. Though there is a reason why I chose these 2 videos as prominent examples. You see, Nikos Metaxas didn't just dump his victims' bodies in the water.
He's in the video?
As for 4 of the victims, he first killed them, then bound them, then stuffed them into suitcases.
Oh my god, it is! It is what I was saying.
As a way to assure that the bodies would be submerged.
Don't tell me they point the camera at a suitcase, bro.
Yo,
they must have seen something.
No.
Oh, there's a suitcase right there, right? Or is that a rock?
Though years later, one just so happened to wash up to shore.
Yo.
Where we can see it from a distance in 2 wheels, 4 rotors video, as his drone flies directly over top of it.
Oh my god.
Though this isn't nearly as shocking as Sarah Funk's video.
No. Are they gonna catch him walking with it? No.
As she crouches by the water's edge, just feet away from it.
It's right there!
With neither of these 2 creators having any clue that in these moments they were actually videotaping the trapped remains of a lost soul.
I thought that was a rock in the water, dude.
Being there though, it would 100% look like a suitcase though.
In person, yeah.
The editing he put on this video makes it so hard for us to recognize it.
At first glance, like it's impossible. But her, I don't know what was going through her head.
Yeah, her, I don't know what she's doing. I would see that the second I even like got to the lake. It is the only thing sticking out of the lake that you can visually see.
Someone dropped the suitcase. That's what they might be thinking.
If you saw that, would you genuinely think that there's a body inside? Because for me, I would think someone's like littering.
I would think of the worst.
Immediately.
Because this is not somewhere where you bring a suitcase to.
I wonder if they acknowledged it, like in the video itself, like, oh, there's a suitcase.
Yeah, because she's this close. How does she not, like, say anything about it?
By the end of the investigation, all 7 victims were uncovered and finally given a proper burial, with their names being Mary Rose Tiburcio, Arian Palanas Lozano, Asmita Kadaka Bista, Eleno Natalia Buena, Maricar Valdez Ariquila, Livia Florentina Buena, and Sierra Ariquila. The case was officially closed in June of 2019, when Nikos was sentenced to 5 consecutive life terms, and will thankfully never see the outside of a prison again. However, his actions have left a permanent dark stain on the work of unknowing creators all across YouTube.
Why is there like 5 consecutive life terms? Isn't a life term meaning the end of like your full life?
So apparently you're given a life sentence per crime, so you're given 5 lifetime sentences, meaning you have a total of 5 crimes that you were found guilty.
Oh, okay. Let's say if he was proven innocent for one of those, then he would be dropped one of the lifetimes. They're judging every single crime individually.
The other boy, but as the moon rose, he turned into a...
As the cap came free, the rushing water grabbed the diver.
Any kids movie can be turned into a horror movie. I don't know if you guys been seeing the clips on like TikTok. They're making like Cat in a Hat, like a horror movie by like showing the scenes, but putting these edits on it and like slowing the music and stuff. And it's genuinely terrifying.
I mean, if you think about it, why would a cat wear a hat though? Like, it's kind of scary.
Very scary. Yeah, see, it's like friendly kids video, but it's creepy because it puts all this effects on everything.
Aus Berlin.
Yeah.
Love Paradise. No, Love Parade.
It was July 24th, 2010, a day in which seemingly the entire country of
Oh, they're at the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
As it was time yet again for another long-awaited love parade. This music festival had run off and on dating all the way back to 1989, where it's hosted some of the most popular musical acts in all of the world, as well as millions and millions of people. And it had grown to be so popular that during the event in 2008, an unbelievable 1.69 million people had been in attendance for what was essentially one of the largest parties on the entire planet.
That's huge.
And the 2010 festival was set to be no different, with event organizers expecting a turnout of millions and millions of people.
Look how many people this is, right? We have 20 million total subscribers. Yes, it's like overlapping as well, but let's say even 10 million. Isn't that an insane amount of people?
Isn't this half of the Socks Live subscriber count?
Yeah, so please subscribe to Socks Live channel.
With event organizers expecting a turnout of millions and millions of people.
Oh no.
This amount of people coming together for any event is always going to be
the crowds are going to be deadly.
Public safety nightmare.
Dude, this is like a stampede accident waiting to happen.
Though despite event organizers and officials from the city it was being hosted in expressing their concerns over the size of the venue and its ability to fit so many people, the event was greenlit anyway, and it was determined that should anything go awry, there were proper channels for guests to evacuate in a quick and safe manner. And so, on that July morning, thousands began lining up to experience this one-of-a-kind music festival. To control the crowd flow, the venue offered 2 large entry points that would lead the incoming crowd through a large tunnel which converged into a single main ramp. This ramp would then take the festival goers directly to and from the venue itself, where the party was already getting started. And to help with crowd strain, an additional smaller exit ramp was set up to help manage the high volume of people. And based on the footage found here on YouTube, it seems that at the beginning, people had been flowing in and out of the area with little to no issues.
It's not super like crowded like I thought it would be.
Well, they're entering, but that's
very
crazy.
Quickly, a problem would arise. As after just a few hours, the venue itself was supposedly filled to capacity. As a result, law enforcement set up a corridor blocking each of the entrances, as well as a third located on the ramp leading into the venue, in an attempt to stop the crowd from entering the festival. Though this didn't stop the crowd from growing outside the main entrances, as after just minutes, hundreds of thousands of people had gathered, each of whom were desperately trying to get in, pushing their way towards the first and second police corridors.
They're blocking the exits.
Out of all my fears, you know what my #1 fear is?
Claustrophobia.
Public panic.
Really?
Yes. You're with a lot of people, and then everyone around you starts freaking out, panicking. What is going on? You can't go to anyone. Everyone is running, and it's like people are getting trampled over. People are shoving into each other. To me, that's the scariest thing possible.
Dude, sheep, bro. That's why you don't need to be just sheep. You need to be a lion.
See, I gotta be with you, Oof.
As this was happening, the third corridor was also facing immense strain, as hundreds of thousands of people were attempting to leave the venue through that main ramp. Meaning that at all 3 barricades stood countless patrons, all attempting to go in converging directions.
Oh no.
Due to this strain, the first corridor would be dissolved, which was followed by law enforcement's decision to remove the second corridor as well, meaning that in an instant, all of these people were now rushing in directly towards each other. And worst of all, despite being allowed into the tunnel, that third corridor remained closed, leading to those walking through the entrance being met by another police barricade, as well as hundreds of thousands of people who were attempting to go the opposite way.
That's insane.
It was the perfect storm. And now, each of these massive crowds were colliding, with everyone trying to force their way through in their own directions within this hopeless mass of humanity. Across YouTube, you can find various clips showcasing the commotion of that day. Some taken from afar, some were taken by those who didn't even know anything was wrong. And some taken by those who were trapped in the crowd themselves.
Oh my god.
You know, when you're like this compressed together, some people might actually be so squished that they're crushing their body.
And with the crowd pushing now from all directions, there was just no stopping the force, leading to them being squeezed and slowly suffocated, with the pressure being so great that some had their entire rib cages completely crushed in.
Oh my gosh. Yo, that is so many people.
If you gotta also think about like how slow that process is.
I feel bad for like all the women in there because they're like the smallest, right? They're probably getting all crushed.
See? Worst nightmare.
In this volume of people, they act like a wave. If one end starts moving, it ripples and like everyone else moves along with it. It's like water. You're basically acting like a fluid now.
The visuals from that day are horrific, with some attempting to climb over the walls, while others had their lifeless bodies lifted above the crowd.
Oh my god.
Imagine being a paramedic trying to save someone and you literally can't because there's that many people in the way.
In a desperate attempt to get them medical attention. But it was helpless. With the terror also being captured by survivors who would give accounts of what they experienced within that massive crush of people. I saw one girl they were trying to resuscitate and she had broken legs. Her boyfriend was near her, but there was nothing he could do. They put a cover over her head in the end. This is the first time I had ever seen people die. I saw 25 people piled on top of one another, a huge heap. The people couldn't get any air. I saw the dead in there. The number of people I saw lying on the floor was ridiculous. They had stamp marks on their faces. It wasn't until I saw people being resuscitated that I understood how serious this was. I don't even know if they were alive or dead.
Like people were getting stepped on.
And to me, the power of this crowd is best shown within the CCTV footage that was overlooking the entire entrance ramp. As you can see people being pushed around from all different directions in a disturbingly unnatural manner. Almost like waves in an ocean.
That's what I just said! It's like fluid, it's like water!
In the uncontrollable frenzy, 652 people were left injured, with 21 sadly passing away, many of whom had died right there within the sea of people. In a following investigation, claims were made bashing the police on the scene for their response to the disaster, while the then mayor of Duisburg, the city where the event was held, named Adolf Sauerland, received heavy criticism and even death threats for greenlighting the event.
Interesting.
I can see the problem.
With Adolf later going on to be impeached from office and lose his position entirely. And of course, the event organizers themselves faced extreme backlash, especially once it was revealed that the venue wasn't even filled at the time, and could have easily fit hundreds of thousands more inside,
so what was
making
the
the third barrier which ultimately caused this entire human crush completely unnecessary.
So wait, what was the issue?
Wait, so you're telling me if they didn't even have this third barrier, it would have been completely okay?
Oh.
Though in the end, no one took responsibility for the tragedy, and no parties were formally convicted of any crimes.
That would piss me off.
You can't blame the police here because there was like 20 police officers trying to stop 5,000 people.
Yeah, whoever organized or planned it, that's the person at fault.
Exactly. That's the person to blame.
They should just put an exit somewhere else, not at this entrance. Like, that's a rookie mistake.
Drink? It can happen this Halloween. They are the children of the... No one knew. As you watch the following recreations of actual Delta P incidents,
Paria pipeline diving incident?
Oh, not the Delta P.
What is this?
What is this?
The fact that Ali knows what Delta P means, bro. Oh my god, it's cooked.
Delta P is horrible. Oh my god.
Wait, what's Delta P?
It's just the change in pressure. That's all you need to know.
This is literally the worst thing to happen to you ever.
No! No, I've just seen the text at the bottom. No!
And they have footage underwater too.
It was the start of a typical day for Kazim Ali as he dives into the waters off the coast of Trinidad and Tobago, proceeding to swim towards a large structure looming in the murky sea. Kazim was working the unique and highly specialized job of being an underwater welder, tasked with making repairs to a multitude of submerged structures that could only be reached by scuba diving.
Oh god, yeah.
Kazim was employed by the Paria Fuel Trading Company.
You know how scary scuba diving is, let alone working under there? When I scuba dived and I would breathe through my nose by accident, water would actually come into my goggles and start filling up my mask. One micro mistake and then everything can go wrong.
Dude, I automatically breathe through my nose, so like I would hate to like code switch and breathe through my mouth.
Imagine thinking about breathing.
It's like now you are automatically blinking. Now your tongue is no longer resting comfortably in your mouth. Now your toes are not even in your
Why are we doing this to me? Why are we why?
We're making you immersed.
Oh, thank you.
You're automatically breathing now.
Stop.
Who had tasked him and 4 others to perform maintenance on an inactive oil pipeline. This pipeline was incredibly long, going on for 1,200 feet below the water, with its 2 ends coming up to a 90-degree angle, rising up to the surface, with these vertical pipes being coined as risers. The system was initially created so that ships could park at the furthest riser and transport their oil through the pipe and out of the other riser, where it would be collected by Paria. The area in which Kazim and the 4 other divers would be focusing their work on that day was known as Berth 6, which was capped by a hyperbaric chamber or an airtight enclosure that would allow them to breathe and properly use their welding equipment, despite technically being underwater.
That is actually what underwater sounds like.
This is kind of scary.
In the video, Kazim approaches the chamber, climbing inside when he's met with his colleagues Faisal Kurban, Rishi Nagasar, Yusuf Henry, and Christopher Boudrim, whom he all considered close friends by this point, sharing a close bond over their unusual profession. Once inside, the crew would remove their scuba gear, as they were now able to breathe the fresh air from the chamber, before going on to start their work on the pipe. The plan initially was to remove an inflatable plug from inside the old tube that was placed there to prevent the oil from the pipe from being contaminated by the surrounding water, with that process being briefly shown in the footage. Until suddenly...
Is there footage of it, please?
What just happened?
The footage goes dark.
What just happened?
It all happened so quickly that even the camera couldn't capture what had just transpired. One frame, we see the inside of the chamber, and the next, it's pitch black.
Oh my god. I was hoping it wasn't gonna show it, bro.
I don't understand.
No, listen, they gotta explain it for you to understand.
I didn't realize there was a video of this.
I didn't know there was a video either. I only heard the story.
Did it like compress and like the whole thing just caved in or something?
Just watch.
One frame, we see the inside of the chamber, and the next, it's pitch black, with nothing but the noise of rushing water and the faint sound of muffled screaming.
Oh my god, they got flooded with water.
No.
Until finally we hear a voice, revealing in part the extent of the situation that had just unfolded.
Wait, what?
Inside?
We're inside the pipe?
What do you mean inside the pipe?
Did it vacuum so aggressively that it sucked everything out of the air pocket and they got sucked into the pipe and the water filled up?
Was this all because someone in the operating room turned something on? Or was this a faulty?
They pulled the plug on which the oil would have come through. That equalized the pressure in an instant, and they got sucked into the pipe.
What?
So now, not only are they not equipped for this, but they're in the tightest space. Who knows how many bones just broke?
As the plug was removed from the pipe, in a time less than even a split second, the changing of pressure caused an instant suction in a phenomenon known as delta P, which proceeded to pull all the contents within the chamber inside of the tube, meaning that all the equipment, the air tanks, the tools, and the divers themselves were sucked into the pipe and were now being pulled at an impossible speed through the 1,200-foot-long tube system. Now this pipe was incredibly narrow, at only 36 inches in diameter, and as we hear Kazim being dragged throughout the tunnel, he and the others are repeatedly being struck by their heavy equipment. Yet as they each came to a halt, we hear one of the divers call out to the others, to which, one by one, they all miraculously respond.
Really? How are they all alive?
I can't come up. Get around. Yeah. Right behind you, man. Come on, all I mean, let's figure it out. We gotta go. We gotta start moving.
How are they all alive right now?
How?
Not only had the 5 survived the event, but they were all conscious and had managed to stop within an air pocket, meaning that at the right angle they could still breathe.
Not for long.
They had somehow survived the nightmare, but had just found themselves in a brand new one.
How did they even get out of this?
Now lodged deep within the narrow tube, the 5 men were trapped in complete and total darkness. And on top of this, the pipe was filled with old, slippery oil and water, and the group had no way of knowing where exactly they were. Making the situation even more disturbing, all of the divers were badly beaten up by the debris, with some in significantly worse shape than the others, which became evident as the men try and take stock of the situation.
Guys, everything alright with you? No. Any items break? Your leg, alright. Five. Anything happened to you? Yeah. Yusuf, anything happened to you? Yeah, boy. What happened?
Yo, they are actually like champions right now, saying his leg broken, his foot broken, and they're still having like full-on conversation now, and they're trying to figure out how to get out.
If they panic, bro, it's their time cuts in half.
This is where the footage would come to an end. Though for the divers, their ordeal was only just beginning. After minutes of trying to get their bearings straight, it was determined that Christopher Boudrim was not only physically in the best shape, seemingly avoiding any significant injury, but also that his head was in what they believed to be the direction of the chamber, where they had entered the tube. With that chamber being their only hope of escape, as had they accidentally gone to the opposite riser at berth 5, they would have been met with an immovable inflatable plug. Chris knew that he would have to be the one to lead the group out, and so together the 5 men linked themselves, connecting their feet with the person below them's shoulders, and began to slowly push their way through the darkness, where they would quickly be met with another problem. Despite the group having landed within an air pocket, Christopher could see that the area ahead of him was completely filled with water, and there was no way of knowing just how long that stretch of water could last. It could be just for a few feet, or it could be for hundreds of feet. Though despite the danger, the 2 men in the front, Christopher and Faisal, decided to press on, leaving the other 3 men who were too injured to take the risk behind. So they moved forward, pushing on and now holding their breath, inching into the unknown, not knowing when or if their next breath would occur. After what must have felt like hours, the 2 managed to break through into the next air pocket, where by some miracle they would also find 2 oxygen tanks, which they would both utilize to help push them further and further through long stretches of water and long air pockets, knowing that at some point they had to be approaching the end. Though the closer they seemingly got, the more Faisal's condition seemed to deteriorate, as the stress of it all seemed to finally catch up with him, leading to him stopping and refusing to go any further, falling into a complete panic and yelling at Christopher to stop too. But Christopher refused, yelling back to him and the 4 others who were now hundreds of feet away that he was going to get them help and that he was going to come back for them.
What a hero, bro. Oh my god.
I mean, what else can you do in this situation?
And so he kept moving forward, praying that he would reach the end before his oxygen ran out. Until he hit the edge of the pipe. He had made it back to berth 6, though by this point the pressure was so great that he was physically unable to swim up the tube, and so he grabbed a nearby chain and held on for dear life, waiting and praying that a rescuer would look down the riser. And sure enough, he was eventually met with the sight of a rescue diver who swam in and pulled Christopher to the surface.
You're lying.
Oh my god. Oh my
Somehow,
god.
Christopher had survived, escaping one of the most claustrophobic and disturbing situations you could ever imagine. And with the rescuers on the scene, knowing that his friends were still alive, this case was headed for the most improbable happy ending possible. Though there was one glaring problem. Despite Paria having a rescue crew on scene, saving the life of Christopher, they would come to the conclusion that it was too dangerous to send anyone back in the tube.
Oh my gosh, bro.
So they just left the rest of them to die?
No.
Yes. Yeah.
No, you're lying.
Despite knowing that 4 of the other divers were still trapped inside and were very much alive. And so you might be asking, if they weren't going to dive in, then what was their backup plan? Well, there was none.
What?
And after just 12 hours of waiting around, Paria began preparing death notices for all 4 of the workers.
You're lying.
With the CEO even sending a message out on WhatsApp to his colleagues, stating that they were alerting the press that the rescue effort was going to be considered a recovery effort from now on.
Yo, that is so messed up. The CEO, 12 hours in, he's like, oh, we can't do it. You're the CEO of the damn company, bro. Get more divers. I don't know. Cut the whole pipe open. I don't know. Like, you gotta think of something. It's like you literally built this.
Did you see the text messages, bro? 2 working Jurassic Press. Condolences once bodies are recovered. Like he has a freaking schedule of what to do.
That's what he cares about?
I hate this case so much.
Every time I hear this story, I'm hoping that I hear a different ending.
Stating that they were alerting the press that the rescue effort was going to be considered a recovery effort from now on, accepting that the divers had perished. But this wasn't actually true, as all the while you could hear the faint sound of banging coming from the pipe, indicating that the divers were not only alive, but were desperately fighting for their lives, hitting the sides of the pipe so that anyone could hear them, but nothing was done to help them.
Dude, imagine how Chris feels, bro. He was leading them and everything.
And so, trapped in that tight, claustrophobic, pitch-black, oil-filled pipe, those 4 divers were left to die slowly. All the while, they likely held on hope for a rescue that was never so much as considered. The sounds of their banging were heard all throughout the day and all throughout the night, until eventually 2 full days later, when the pipe fell silent.
Bro, how could you sit and listen to the banging for more than 5 minutes, bro? Like, that would just, oh my god.
Their 4 bodies would be fished out 5 days later, with Christopher being the sole survivor of the incident. This whole tragedy is by far one of the most disturbing I've ever encountered, and the sheer terror of this moment when the men were initially sucked in, and the realization that they had been pulled into the pipe, is only made more horrific once you know the fate of these trapped men. The ones who were severely injured never had a chance to begin with, because the company in charge of their safety literally abandoned them. Christopher became so devastated by the lack of action that he himself even attempted to re-enter the pipe in order to rescue his friends. But he was held back and restrained, as it seemed to be Paria's plan all along to just wait for the men to die. In the end, Paria did face legal pushback for the incident itself, as well as the apparent lack of effort in saving the men, though eventually they would be cleared of any wrongdoings.
What?
Cleared?
You're messed up, bro.
That's
actually
insane.
I can't.
That is sickening, bro.
They basically waited 24 hours for 4 people in a pipe to die. The one guy that made it out, the last thing he said to them was, "I'm going to get us help to save the rest of you."
And imagine you're the guy trying to get help and they're restraining you. They're telling you, no, we're gonna let them die.
He's probably thinking that everybody in the pipe thinks that I abandoned them.
I can see why that's on the YouTube's darkest videos.
I thought it was gonna be worse, honestly. There's actual like people who get sucked into like straw-shaped holes and their body just disintegrates.
Dude, I would rather disintegrate than be stuck in that tube for 3 days and thinking that there's gonna be help and then nothing happens.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Huge shout out to Nick Crawley for putting this all together. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. If you guys want to see more videos like this, look right over there.